At Sri Lanka's instance, we have launched a new expert group which will focus on coordination in fiscal and monetary policies of our member states. Again, those who are students of economics and they understand the importance of fiscal and monetary policy. So this expert group may play a very important role in future for our member states. And finally, blue economy. The expert group has not yet met, but the action plan has already been circulated to the member states for their concurrence. So when the expert group meets, it would have already a concurred action plan to be adopted and then go ahead with the cooperation. Just to draw your attention to some of our documents which provide bedrock for our cooperation, Bangkok Declaration, our charter, the conventions that we have negotiated and which have been signed already, the agreements, the conventions which are going to negotiate for future, for example, Convention on Extradition, Transfer of Convicted Person, Convention on Human Trafficking. My next slide is about BIMSTEC centers and entities. I have already spoken to you about BIMSTEC Energy Center, BIMSTEC Technology Transfer Facility, the Center for Weather and Climate, Cultural Industries Observatory in Paro, Bhutan. And there was a mention of BIMSTEC Project Management Unit. This is a very important initiative because this unit can anchor future implementation of projects by BIMSTEC. Please have patience. It's last few slides I'm reaching, so there are not many slides. External partners. So we have ADB as a partner for past 22 years. They have been supporting BIMSTEC. As I told you, they have been associated with promoting our BIMSTEC master plan on connectivity. They have supported us in cultural cooperation, in tourism cooperation, and they are engaged in capacity building events with us. International Food Policy Research Institute, again, it's very important, and they have been working with us for past 4 years. UNODC is, I would like to highlight, we signed MOU with them last year. But it's not only MOU on paper. We have already negotiated a plan of action, and that is going through process of approval by UNODC. Once they approve, they have a conference of state parties. Then we'll start implementation, and that cooperation will be very significant in dealing with drug trafficking, human trafficking, other forms of organized crime. But if you look at the number of organizations where we have established contacts with, we are engaged in different kinds of cooperation, you would appreciate that we are making effort to reach out to these organizations with the sole purpose that we should be able to leverage their resources, their experiences, their programs for the benefit of our member states without bringing any additional burden on our member states. So when we cooperate with any organization, we make it sure that it should not impose any burden on our member states. It should be based out of their resources, their programs. And we have received the success only because these organizations too believe that BIMSTEC is an important regional organization. They are ready to work with us. Otherwise, if we approach them, but they did not believe in BIMSTEC, they would not have responded positively. So this shows that organizations outside this region also consider BIMSTEC an important entity for future cooperation. In these slides, I've just tried to highlight the role played by Nepal in BIMSTEC and why it's so important for us to have cooperation from Nepal, commitment that the government of Nepal has shown. I think you are familiar with most of the information which is there, which has been covered earlier. So I'll quickly move to the second slide, which is again about BIMSTEC and Nepal. It has played a very important role, and let me highlight in 2025, uh, Nepal hosted a number of meetings which was not in the sectors that Nepal leads. But there was a keen desire on the part of the government of Nepal to contribute to success of BIMSTEC. So it convened a number of meetings in different sectors. And as I mentioned, there is a proposal to establish a BIMSTEC Center of Excellence for Culture and Tourism. Let me come to my slide where I make a case for BIMSTEC, that it's an organization which is poised to emerge as a leading organization, a leading regional organization, because one, we are in a very strategically vital region of, or whether you look at Indian Ocean or together Indo-Pacific Ocean, Bay of Bengal becomes very important. And we are an organization trying to bring two parts of Asia together, South and Southeast Asia. We have everything in place that we need for concrete cooperation. I have explained those points. What is important, and I would like to underline that BIMSTEC does enjoy abiding commitment of all our member states. And that is, I think it's a core strength, as also the fact that it's a non-political organization. So it is not impacted by political developments in our region, in our member states. And we are undertaking some reforms in BIMSTEC. An eminent persons group was set up, in which Ambassador Durga Prasad Bhattarai, former Foreign Secretary of Nepal, was a member. The recommendations of this group are being implemented, approved by our member states. So we hope that in future BIMSTEC would be more efficient, more effective, and more dynamic regional organization. So let me conclude by saying that regional cooperation is a prerequisite. It's not a choice. I think our countries need to engage in regional cooperation. We need more cooperation. Definitely, and that is where BIMSTEC positions itself as a dynamic organization. BIMSTEC serves, this is my view, serves the core security interest of Nepal as well as all the member states. We do enjoy political support. I would like to underline that, and that's why we have a bright future. And it's a real opportunity. It's not an organization which is just engaged in making declarations, adopting plans of action. We are taking concrete action on the ground. So there is a huge potential for us to collaborate in future.